Hi everyone, welcome back to Brook Valley Life. Hello for the first time to everyone. Today, archery again, and what we're discussing is stabilizers. Now, in the previous video I have said that I was looking at getting some new stabilizers, and I wanted something a bit thinner. I bit the bullet and I purchased a set of stabilizers from Archery supplies in Australia. If you need anything, great shop to get some stuff from. And they've arrived. Just after I ordered these, Nika contacted me and have sent me a set of their new Carbon MT stabilizers. And these are a thinner stabilizer for the intermediate archer by the looks of it. Now they're due to arrive on Tuesday. So I will have two new sets of stabilizers to go on my bows. But what I wanted to do today is just show you what I've been using so far, and also this first new set of stabilizers. I can't shoot them yet because I'm still out of action due to my broken rib. Now hopefully it's 3 weeks today that I broke it, and hopefully this is where the doctor told me it should be knitting together or starting to knit together, and I can hopefully start to shoot maybe next weekend, but we'll see how things go. So stay with me and let's go and have a look at stabilizers I have been using, this new stabilizer I've just got, and why I want to change. So hi everyone, welcome to the studio or the garage or the workshop. It's all the same place. Today, archery, and we're talking stabilizers as I've said. So first of all, why do we use stabilizers? Well, it says it in the name. It stabilizes our bow when we're shooting. This is for Olympic recurve, but compounders use them as well. Even hunters usually got a small little stabilizer stroke damper on there, and it stabilizes and damps our bow. Cool. So where do we start? Well, when you're a beginner, you set off and you usually start with just a front long rod. And why do we have that? Well, here's a beginner's long rod. It's a Cartel Dusong carbon stabilizer, and it screws onto the front of the riser, and you can put some weights on the end, and it just puts weight out front and makes it harder for you to move the bow. Simple as that. Now these are pretty cheap. Yeah, I'm not sure how much they are nowadays, but yeah, made from carbon, so it's quite light, so it's not putting too much weight on the bow, but you can put a bit of weight on the end, get it away, and as I said, it makes it harder to move the bow. Will it make an immediate difference? Well, from what I've found, usually what happens is when you're shooting, your groups will widen because you're not used to having something like this on the bow, and after a couple of uses with it, things start getting better. You get used to the weight, the extra weight, you get stronger, and it does keep you a lot more stable, and you can aim more accurately. So that is our beginner's long rod. That's it. Next, when I bought my first real proper bow, the Hoyt Nexus G3 limbs, I was using X10 arrows, all of the good stuff, best you could buy really. The stabilizer system I went for was the biter stabilizer. This is the biter stabilizer system. This is a short rod, or the side rod, and what it is a couple or four carbon tubes held together at each end by connectors, and on the long rods you get things called tuners that can move up and down, and it will reduce the resonance produced by the bow that goes into the stabilizer. It doesn't come with any dampers because the tubes and the tuners are designed to stop it from vibrating. great system, and at the time I didn't think much about it, but it's designed so the wind can blow through it. But because you've got the 4 tubes, it can give you quite a big surface area, and each of these tubes is 6 millimeters in diameter, so it's just over 1/4 of an inch. Yeah, pretty good, but because they are quite thin, you can't put too much weight on the end. I think I've got 3 or 4 of these weights on my long rod, and you can see sometimes that it can begin to bend, but I still think they're very, very good. But I have moved on from these. I've still got the full setup, and I still will use it on a spare backup bow if I want to. So the biter stabilizer. I then moved on to a solid, well, it's a tube, but it's a carbon tube, better than the beginner's one, and you can see the weave through it. It's got 2 aluminium bits stuck on the end, so one bolts into your V-bar, the other you can put weights, a damper, more weights, and you can put more weights onto it and it won't bend because they're relatively stiff. I won't say these are super stiff. You can get really, really super stiff ones, but then you're going to be paying $500-600 for just a single rod. I'm not going to do that because I like to keep all of my stuff at a budget. And you can buy a full set of this. This is a Toe Point Top X cross carbon stabilizer system, and you can buy 2 side rods, a long rod, a V-bar, an extender, and I think it's under $200 US. So that's pretty good. And they come with the weights, the damper, and all that type of thing on it. Thickness of this is, I think it's 17 or 18 millimeters. So not too big, but it still gives quite a bit of a surface area for the wind to hit. Now this is why in a previous video I said I wanted to look at getting some thinner stabilizers, so there's less surface area for the wind to hit when I'm outside shooting. If I'm inside shooting, it doesn't matter what I'm using, as long as I've got a stabilizer setup that's going to keep me stable and I'm confident with these for indoors. So I went online, I had a look around, I saw that Nika, the company that I deal with a lot, were making a set of, or were going to make a set of stabilizers called the MT, and they were going to be quite a bit thinner than this, and they're 14 millimeters. However, due to manufacturing, nothing was available yet, and they were looking at making them. So I did some research on YouTube and online and all this type of thing, and I found a set of stabilizers that were a lot thinner than this. This is 18, and at a pretty good price. Not excellent, but an okay price. And that was the Avalon Tech X Maxx. It came, well, you can buy the long rod and short rods separately, and you've got a thin thin carbon rod, pretty stiff actually, with aluminium ends. You came with weights, and it comes with a damper on there as well. And you can see quite a bit of weight on there, weight there, damper in the middle. Quite a nice looking stabilizer system, and I thought, yeah, I'll bite the bullet and buy them. So I did, from Archery Supplies in Australia. Thank you very much, Mr. Stephen Han. And they've got some fantastic goods in their store, and if you're in the Australasia area, Australia, New Zealand, anywhere around there, and you want something at a decent price, go and have a look at their website, and they do send all over the world. And yeah, I'm well impressed with their customer service, and anyone who thinks their customer service is crap, well, you're talking out your arse. They're very good. So why did I go for this over this? Well, let me show you for a start. Look at the size difference between the two there. So the top one 18 mil, the bottom one 13 mil. So you could say 3/4 of an inch down to 1/2 inch. Yeah, slightly over, but there we go. And this Avalon one is well, if you know archery equipment, Avalon is one of the budget brands out there, but this is pretty good actually. This Tech X Maxx, just this rod with the damper and weight system is 90 Australian dollars. So I got 2 of those, and the long rod, which I got the 32-inch version, which again is just the rod and the weights and damper system, I think was 170 Australian dollars. So as I said, it's not cheap, but it's not too expensive when you consider the bigger brands out there, the Dead Centers, the Ramrods, all these type of things, where you could be paying anywhere between 400 and 700 just for a single rod, maybe without the dampers and the weights as well. So it's a no-brainer for me. If I wanted a thin rod, this is the way to go. However, just after, and I mean just after, like 2 days, if that, Nika got back to me and said, oh, we've now got these in stock, we're going to send you a set. So I've got another set of stabilizers turning up next week. They're 14 millimeter, so it's a millimeter bigger than this, and I want to have a look and see how good they are. Well, as you know, if you've watched any of my videos, I'm still out of action because I broke my rib. We're up to 3 weeks since I've done it, and the doctor told me that my ribs should now just be starting to mend together. So hopefully next week I can start shooting again. Possibly. I'll just have to wait and see. I'm still taking the codeine, the ibuprofen and paracetamol just to keep the pain down. I'm pretty good, I must admit, but if I do move in the wrong direction, I have a big sneeze, then yeah, it's still quite painful. But our stabilizer system, these Avalon ones, not bad at all. Can I recommend them? I don't know yet. I've not shot them. I'll have to wait until I can get out and shoot them in anger. Can I recommend these ones from Toe Point? If you want a decent set of stabilizers and you're an intermediate or even a beginner, then yes, they're very, very good. Now, the one thing I will say is extenders. The extenders that you get with these sets are okay. However, I've had issues when I've been trying to tighten them up that the metal end bits, which are glued to the carbon, come undone. They just come loose and the glue fails. So what I've done is I've gone for a solid aluminium extender from whoever. I think I used Crossan, and I just matched that up with the stabilizer systems I'm using. The only one I haven't had a problem with was with the biter, because these are just clamped into place and it's simple as that, and they can't go wrong. Whereas these type, yeah, this aluminium bit is glued on to the carbon, and yeah, if you tighten it too much, they can start twisting and breaking the glue and they come apart. So extenders wise, I would always go for a solid aluminium one if you're an intermediate and you're not paying the stupid amounts for these stabilizers, and then just match them with whatever stabilizers you want. So this is the new Avalon Tech X, which I'm going to be starting to use. It looks pretty good. I'll do some close-ups of it on my bow so you can see it. The damping system's looking pretty good, and then when I do shoot them in anger, I'll do another video to say how I think they feel. And when the new Nika ones come, I will put them on my bow, I'll shoot them and see how they feel as well, just to show pretty good what they're like. And the Nika ones, I don't know if I said, are 200, just over 200 US dollars for the full set. So if you want a budget setup for a full set of stabilizers for an Olympic recurve, way to go. And it's going to be going on my Nika bow, which has got the N3 limbs, the ET11 Protoss riser, and of course it will have the Nika stabilizers. So this is just a quick video to show you what I'm now shooting, what's arrived, these new Avalon ones, compared to the Toe Point, the Biter and the cheap cartel ones. Stabilizers, if you're not a Olympic recurve shooter, then you may not want to bother about these, but if you are, these will be something to look at if you're an intermediate and you're shooting outside, pretty good stabilizer. So stay with me, come back, see how these shoot in the future. Yeah, if you have liked the video, please hit the like, subscribe, all the other good things YouTube wants you to do. We're gaining momentum here on the channel. We're going up in subscribers all the time. Share this with your friends, share this with people at your local club. The more people we can get, the more recognition the channel can get, and we'll get, hopefully, people sending this in so I can show you other things in the archery world. But I want to keep this budget because, yes, there's a lot of money in archery equipment. Not all of us are rich and can be spending lots of money on it. You've got to save up, and you want a decent set of equipment to shoot with that's going to last a long time. And a lot of the big brands, they're just selling equipment that's just crazily priced, and with the inflation, the cost of living, and this is everywhere across the world, archery is going to become an elite sport for only those that can afford it. So if I can show you there's other equipment out there that is decently priced and you can afford and works extremely well, well, I hope I'm doing my job. I will catch you next time. Keep shooting. As I always say, it's the only way you're going to get better. Practice, practice, practice. And I will catch you next time. Bye-bye.